Hi. Good morning, at least where I am anyway. This is going to be the coupled reading or how do you put that? There's like singles and then what? You say coupled, married, taken, whatever. For those of you that are actually in relationships and have been in them for at least, a while. Okay. I'm going to pick 6 cards from the spiral deck for Aries rising, sun, and moon. Hello there. Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully this is going to work. I had to borrow a special antenna from my boss so I could see if this helps. If this does help with the live videos in my apartment, then I'm going to get one. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. This is for June 2019 for Aries rising, sun, and moon for relationships. If you are single or, still dating or still feeling things out, you may want to watch the Aries single reading instead, which is already out. I actually did this reading for you coupled Aries yesterday morning, but it didn't come out at all, so I'm redoing it. Okay, here we go. What is going on for Aries that are in relationships? And of course, because this is for a collective, it may or may not apply. You'll know if it resonates. I'm going to start off with the present and work my way into the future for June. So let's see what's going on. Okay. I'm going to pick a clarifier and then I'll show you your cards. Okay. Here are your 6 cards. I'll try to hold it still long enough for you to see it. You have the Knight of Cups. Pretty nice, you guys. This is way better than yesterday's reading. So, your second one. I wonder if there's a way for me to block out that light. Here we go. Yeah. Maybe I can move the computer. Let's do that. That's a little bit better. Okay. Your second one is the 9 of Pentacles. Third one, the 9 of Wands. 2 9s in here. This is odd. This is the oddest one in here, just in combination with the other ones. You have the 5 of Swords. Strength. And the Empress. So presently, for those of you that are in relationships, I had to pull a clarifier. You have 3 major arcanas in here. I don't know what's going on with Aries people this month, but you guys have a trend so far of getting lots of major arcanas, so it must be a big month for you in June. So, presently, these are very different from each other. You have the Knight of Cups in with the 5 of Swords. And I needed a little bit more information about this Five of Swords because it is so different from the other ones in here. So this is the clarifier for the Five of Swords. You have the Magician. What I'm getting for some of you, I mean, this could play out in a whole bunch of ways. I'll try to say them all. If some of them, obviously, if some of them don't resonate, there may be other messages in here that do. This is for a lot of people. So what I am getting for some of you is that your partner may have gotten a little bit emotionally needy, but I'm not getting in a negative way or in a obsessively needy all the time sort of way. I just feel like your partners have been reaching out to you saying, hey, what about our relationship? Or what about my feelings? Or what about having adventures together? Tell me, tell me that you actually really care about me. It seems as though your partner has been feeling like they need a little bit more reassurance about how you feel about them or about the relationship in general. And this may have irritated you, where you maybe got a little snippy or you got a little bit. For some of you, I hate to say this, but for some of you, it may have pumped you up, where it made you feel important that this person needs you, but at the same time, you may have gotten carried away with the power or the control of it. In any case, somebody hasn't been that kind. So, and this could be the other way around. This could be you saying to your partner, hey, what about our relationship? Or, don't you care about me? Or can you please make time for me so we can spend quality time together? And for whatever reasons, they took that as you were trying to take their independence away. It's either you or the other person. Here, let's look at this. The reason why either you or your partner has temporarily gotten imbalanced or maybe even a little bit mean or a little bit insensitive, let's put it that way, is because they felt as though their independence, which is the Magician here, was threatened. So, but, obviously this is something that you would want to actually talk to your partner about. If you can't communicate with your partner, or if your partner feels as though they can't communicate with you, I can't really see how that would work out in the long run. It may be that you're not ready for a relationship, or you got into it, but after the initial bubble love phase of it in the beginning happened, maybe either you or the other person has started to take your partner for granted. And these are either you feel taken for granted or your partner feels taken for granted. If you want this person in your life, or if you want to be in this person's life, both of you need to take the extra time to nurture each other emotionally so you feel as though you're still in love, or you're still together for a reason other than possibly monetary reasons, or just simply because it's comfortable. There is a great need in here to balance independence and freedom in with romance, which is this card. You don't want to get so dependent on your partner that you lose your independence, which I'm getting somebody is afraid of losing their dependence, so they're getting overly defensive. You want to communicate with your partner that you want both. You want freedom and independence, where you're not constantly feeling as though you have to take care of this person emotionally, or them you. But at the same time, you don't want to be so independent and freedom loving in your relationship that either one of you is suffering emotionally, where you feel like the connection is not being fed properly. So that's presently. And then in the future, for probably the first half of June. Do I do it that way? No, I do it that way. The 9 of Pentacles over Strength. Again, it's important for you to balance your energy so that you are giving this relationship much needed nurturing and care, but also to have your own thing going on. If you feel as though your partner has been a little too needy, it is important for you to realize that they need some reassurance, but at the same time, they need to realize that you really do need to have your own thing going on. You may have gotten a little bit bored, or things may have gotten boring. And it's important for you to cultivate hobbies, skills, gifts, things that you want to create, that you feel strong in yourself as an individual. If this is a person that you are with, they seem okay. If we were looking at signs, it would be Libra, Taurus, Leo, Aries, another Aries, or a fire sign, or possibly a water sign. But anyway, signs aside, it's important for both of you to do this, where you have your own thing going on and neither one of you feels overly dependent on the other. And where you encourage each other to do this, to have your own thing going on and to feel comfortable and secure with yourself. If someone has been a little bit insecure, that's, a sign. Everyone gets insecure every now and then, and that is totally natural for people to. It's important to voice those things in a relationship because we all have our moments. But if someone is consistently insecure all the time, it's important to build them up and encourage them to have their own thing going on, or to believe in their own abilities. And for both of you to encourage each other with your own thing, as well as cultivating the vision in the relationship. Yeah. So, anything else? You may just be focused on work right now, or focused on money, or doing something important. And that may be taking some time away from the relationship a little bit. Or the other person could be doing this. But ultimately, I'm getting a good feeling from this. It looks as though you guys are adjusting. So for the last half of June, you have the 9 of Wands over the Empress. This looks like a milestone to me in the future. There may be something happening that you feel extremely accomplished over. Some of you may be extremely busy with wrapping something up that you have been doing and putting a lot of your energy into. And it looks as if you finish it off, or it gets completed, or you feel like you're done with this cycle and you're really ready to just bust out and get creative. If I got more precise with it, I would say that you've been busy, or your partner has been busy with something that has been taking time away from the relationship, which may possibly have been making one of you feel insecure. But it looks as if this project, or whatever you've been doing, or the other person has been doing, is being completed by the end of June, where they're done with that, which means they'll have more time for you, or you'll have more time for them. And with the Empress here, I'm getting sensuality, eating good food together, possibly going out and doing creative things together, cultivating the relationship more, especially the sensuality in the relationship and the feeling of love in the relationship. So if one of you has just been busy, or there's been not a huge focus on the relationship, it seems as if you will have plenty of time to nurture it near the end of June, because you'll be wrapping something up. And killing the relationship itself. This 9 of Wands looks as if he's announcing something, or he is proclaiming something, or being clear about something. And so it looks to me as if you guys are communicating better in the future. There may have been some fights in the past, or conflicts, and maybe even some cruel words said for some of you. But It looks as if you're able to communicate much better in the future. And also, if you need to maintain boundaries or maintain ground on what you need for yourself, it seems as though you're doing it in a healthy way in the future, or they are. But ultimately, I see bliss, happiness, love, creativity. Everything seems to be blossoming. Things are getting a lot better in the future. If one of you or both of you have been working a lot in order to make sure you have enough, it looks as if you have enough in the future. And there's a renewed sense of passion and love in the relationship, and feeling fortunate to have each other. I'm getting, for some reason, either you or the other person has started taking the relationship for granted, when really this relationship is really special. And maybe one of you or both of you have lost sight of that. Maybe this person is normally a serene, kind of calm type that isn't all fireworks and dramatic passion all the time. And oftentimes with people like that, we tend to take them for granted just unconsciously sometimes because they're so steady. But it looks like something shook it up in the past. And it looks as if you're doing a lot of work together to balance this out, where you don't take each other for granted and where you actually cultivate the relationship. So, okay, hopefully that helped or made sense. And I shall see you guys soon for your general readings, which I'm going to be delayed because I'm borrowing this antenna at strange hours from my boss. And it's going to be a little bit until my new one comes in the mail. So we'll all just have to deal with it. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.